Hello, I'm Rahul, and today I'm going to talk about the problem of living with fear. Have you ever questioned that why is it that most of us live in a perpetual state of fear? Though we are not going to accept it and we don't even talk about it because it reveals our vulnerability. However, if we can be really honest with ourselves, then one thing is certain, that deep down, as human beings, we are shit scared of life and its uncertainties. And I'm not talking about the fear that we have got from the animal heritage. At physical level, fear is an intelligence, a protective mechanism that nature has gifted us with. I'm rather talking about the psychological aspect of fear, because that is what differentiates us from other animals, our psychology. An animal only suffers in the moment of an immediate threat or danger. Once the threat or danger is gone, the fear also disappears with it. But as human beings, we have made this awful mistake of becoming fearful in the absence of any immediate threat or danger. And it happens because of our marvelous capacity of memory and foresight. So in short, our consciousness of time. You might be fearful of losing someone you love, or losing the job that you have got, or the opinion of other people. And on the surface, all these fears seem to be so very different from each other, but deep down they stem from the same source, and that is time. All fear is rooted in psychological time, past and future. Something bad happened to you yesterday and you don't want to repeat that experience. This not wanting gives birth to fear. This not wanting is the root cause of all the fear. For example, let's say that there is a person who is diagnosed with a medical condition that might require him to undergo a small surgical operation in a few weeks' time. There is no immediate threat or danger. In the meantime, he has everything needed to enjoy a good life. He has a comfortable house, he has plenty to eat, he has loving family and friends around him all the time. What do you think is going to be the usual response of such a person? He would drastically lose his ability to enjoy these things of life. He will be possessed by a constant dreadful state. And this is a normal human condition. Stoic philosopher Seneca has said, "He suffers more than necessary who suffers before it is necessary." Suffering is going to be there. It's part of life. However, suffering more than necessary is our choice. Most of us choose to suffer more than necessary. We are fearful and anxious about something that hasn't happened yet. The object of dread might not be the surgical operation in the near term. It might be an upcoming job interview or upcoming rent. For some, it might be the fear of failure or old age or death. The point is that we are shit scared of all kinds of known and unknown things in life that might never ever happen to us. And you can say that certain things are inevitable. Death is bound to happen to everyone. Old age is bound to happen to everyone. But I just want to tell you that there is no need to fear these things, because nobody knows what death is. We have an image about death which is really horrific, and we are scared of that image in our head. Nobody knows what old age is. We have an image about old age and we are scared of that image. Ask the old people, are they really fearful in their life? Most of the times you will find that old people will say that they are having the most beautiful phase of their life. So we are trembling because of the projections of the mind. We are so heavily invested in our thoughts that for some of us, the past and future have become much more real than the present moment. We are suffering our tremendous capacity of memory and foresight. Now the real question becomes that is it really possible to live without any future projections? I think that it is. You know, there is an old saying, cross that bridge when you come to it. Most of us suffer more than necessary because we worry about crossing the bridge before we come to it. So the secret is to cross the bridge when you come to it. So can you really deal with the challenges of life in the moment when you come to them, rather than worrying unnecessarily about all the possibilities beforehand? If you can, then there will be no fear in your life. And don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying that you should not plan for life. That would be unintelligent. You should plan appropriately for life. After all, that is what human intelligence is. But beyond a certain point, you have to leave aside your planning and you have to trust the existence. Life has its own ways of unfolding. When the bridge comes, you get the wisdom and courage to cross the bridge. Life gives you that courage. Today you are worried about what will happen to you if your loved one is not going to be there anymore. But the day it will happen, you will deal with it. Life gives you the courage. Trust the life in you. Unknown sources of strength, patience and acceptance will just well up in your being in the moment you're going to counter the challenge. These forces already lie within you, but they only come up on the surface in the moment when they are needed. So you need to trust the life in you if you want to get rid of the psychological fear. So planning is essential to live a good life, but beyond a certain point, you have to understand that it becomes futile. Beyond a certain point, you have to keep yourself aside and trust the life in you. Now let's talk about the practical application of this insight. First of all, if you really want to get rid of the fear, you have to understand the nature of it. And it's one thing to understand the nature of fear intellectually, which I think that by now you must have understood, that this is how fear takes place. But it's totally another thing to experience it in your own life. So the first thing that you have to do is confront your fears. Most of the times we just want to avoid our fears. We want to escape the fears. And fear can only dissolve through understanding, through confrontation. So write down all the fears that are there in your life. Make a list of it. And below every fear, you have to write down why are you fearful about it. Most of the times you will find that you're worried about some unrealistic possibility in the future. If it is such a possibility, then right away ignore that fear. Right away tell yourself that I'm unnecessarily worried about this thing. But sometimes the fear is going to be genuine. It's going to be realistic. In those moments also, this is what you have to do. Just say to yourself that I will cross the bridge when I'll come to it. Just tell yourself that I trust the life in me. If ever such a fearful situation will arise in the future, in that moment, I trust that life will give me the wisdom, the courage, the acceptance to deal with that challenge. And the more you're going to repeat this practice of finding out what your fears are, stating them clearly on a piece of paper, and below them writing down your response, the more you will understand the nature of fear. And once this understanding takes place, you don't create psychological fear in your life, because now you can see that it's you who is creating this fear. Just like when you touch a hot surface and you get burnt, you don't repeat that thing. You learn something from that. By seeing the nature of fear, by becoming aware of the nature of fear, you learn from that and you don't repeat it. You don't create psychological fear unnecessarily in your life. So I hope that you had an insight into the very nature of fear, and you're going to use the practical tool that I gave you in your own life to counter the fear that is there. And I wish you all the best for that.